Shalom. Shalom, everybody. This is Obadiah. I'm back. It's been almost 2 years since I made a video. Um, I feel like the time is ready for me to get back to making videos and and get back to basically dispelling or edifying the truth. Let's just say that uh, the time comes back for me to return to edifying the truth. The purpose of this video is to, like I said, I've been gone for. I haven't made a video in close to 2 years. It's been probably 3, and I just want to take some time out to share what I've been doing with you guys for the past 2.5 years. And the purpose of this video is basically a promotion video. I wanted to take the time out to share with you guys. I'm a recent author. I'm not the recent author. I am the author. But I'm the author of a recent release book called The Blind Can See, The Deaf Can Hear. And the one thing I've learned, and first of all, praise Yah Elohim. Praise Yah Elohim. All glory to Him. All honor to Him. Because without Him, what I'm trying to say is, I really am surprised that I was able to complete this project in His name. It was a long journey. It took me more than 2 years to write this book. To be upfront with you guys, it took me probably, I'm gonna say about 4. I'm thinking 5. But I'm gonna say about 4 years, maybe 5 years, to actually write the whole book and complete it and do my research and things of that nature to put it together and get it into the final product. I'm gonna get back to the book in a minute. But all glory and honor to Yah Elohim for giving me the guidance, the strength, the vision, and the capability to be able to do His will. I'm still in awe that I was able to complete this mission, and I am beginning a new mission. But I have to say, how it was put together was not my own doing. It's, when you create something, and after you finish creating it, and you take a step back, you take a look at what was created, you know whether it was your creation or whether it was a divine inspiration creation. So I'm promoting this book because it was an idea that, this book has been out for close to 2 months, and I prefer that the promotion of this book is by word of mouth rather than by forcing it to people. This work is for those who receive it. This work is not for everybody. It's for those who Yah deem is able to receive it. So I'm going to get into the book in a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that the Most High Yah Elohim gets all the glory. In fact, in the beginning of this book, let me see. Yes, before at the beginning of this book, before you get to the table of context, is my dedication to Yah Elohim. Man, my sinuses are. My sinuses are. It's winter in Houston. The weather can't make up its mind. But, yeah, like I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and get into the promotion of this book. Like I said, the book is called The Blind Can See, The Deaf Can Hear. And on the front cover of the book is what we see as Hebrew words or Hebrew letters in Bereshit. Bereshit in Hebrew means Genesis, which means in the beginning, and which also means foundation. And the words are the words of our original language, without the doubts on the bottom of it. There's a difference between Hebrew and there's a difference between Hebrew and Yiddish. Although some think that they are one of the same, they're not one of the same. There's a difference between the two. But another inspiration that I conjured up the back of the book. This is why I'm showing the cover, because even though the context of the book is the meat, it's the spiritual meat, the spiritual milk. The design is for the people. Is to let the people know that it's well thought out and it's divinely inspired. But I'm very humble to share with you guys the works that have been presented before me and the works that I have presented, the end result that I have presented to the Father. But the back of the book is it's what we call Stairway to Heaven. And on the Stairway to Heaven, if you read, I think it's 2 Peter 2nd chapter, it gives you the 7 steps to righteousness, obedience, and virtuousness. A righteous man and a virtuous woman. It gives you 7 steps to pleasing the Father in your life and how we should conduct ourselves as Hebrew Israelites. So in the back of the book, you see it has David sitting on Yah's right hand. Well, actually, it has David sitting on the right hand. It has Moses sitting on the left. And below, you have Daniel, who is one of the most profound prophets in the scriptures. He is, when people read Revelation, when you read Daniel mirrors Revelation in so many different ways that Daniel was actually looking at our time, in his time. Revelation predicts the end days in our time. So I'm not going to break that down at all. That's just something that you have to study on your own. But we have Daniel, and then we have Elijah on below Moses. And Elijah is probably the most profound prophet concerning Yah's truth. Elijah is also the most profound witness concerning Yah's truth. So we have Elijah, and on the bottom we have Enoch. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about Enoch. Enoch is a character that is well known, but he's still mysterious. And we also have Abram, who is the father of our faith. So Like I said, this is well thought out and divinely inspired. Now, um, the book is available on Amazon. It's been out for a couple months, but uh, I discontinued it. I think the first month I discontinued it a couple months ago because I wanted to add some context that I ran across and felt was relevant to a specific topic at that particular time. So I discontinued it, and I think I added 2 pages to the scripture. Um, but it's available on Amazon.com at $32.99. Now, I want to talk to you guys about the price. It's $32.99 does seem like a little high, but actually it's not. To be honest with you, it's not. I bought books at $30, but I've had to take a look at it, and I've had to read whether. In fact, I'm going to do a reading to you. I had to read whether this is something I can grow from, But originally, I did not want it at $32.99. It seemed like a little too high. Originally, I wanted it at $19.99. That was my original price. However, while during the course of getting the book published, the first printer wanted me to take out context in the scripture that was pertinent to the book. In other words, they wanted me to take out scripts. They wanted me to take out verses, which was pertinent to each chapter, to the topic of which I was talking about, and I refused to do that. First of all, I have the what you call the artistic right to create what I would like to create in my vision and in my purpose and in my work. So they threatened to keep my money and not print it. So I moved, long story short, I'm not going to get into that story, but I moved to another printer. And the printer that I went to didn't tell me the cost of. Now, notice the book is in color. Not only is the outside in cover, let me see. The inside is also in cover. There are color. The inside is also in color. There are color illustrations and graphic in the book. Now, what they didn't tell me was color was going to cost them. I mean, I may have known instinctively that color would cost a little more, but they didn't inform me how much more, how drastic of a price increase it would cost to print a colored manuscript or a colored book. So, that $19.99 goal that I wanted went out the window because Amazon would allow me to sell it for $19.99 because I would be $5 under the profit that they would make, and I wouldn't make any profit. So $24.99 came into the picture, and that was actually, like I said, that was actually the cost of them putting the book together. Printing it. When I order one, if I order one, that's what I have to pay. To order one. So, I settled on $32.99 to be fair and to keep it safe and to keep it comfortable. So regardless of the price, let me go ahead and get into the meat of what this is. because when I talk about the price tag on Amazon, and the reason I bring it up is because it's been discussed with peers of mine, and it is an uncomfortable price for somebody that did not know. However, let me interject. However, this book is available at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. It's also available at the Reggae Bodega if you're in Houston, Texas. I know the Shrine of the Black Madonna also has offices or space in Atlanta, and if I'm not mistaken, Chicago or Detroit, one of those two. But I'm in Houston, Texas, so if you're in Houston, Texas, this book is available at the Shrine of the Black Madonna and the Reggae Bodega in 3rd Ward. If you personally know me, I can order it for you if you are interested in acquiring this at the flat rate that it is being printed. I can order it for you if you personally know me. But that being said, I'm still in awe. I mean, every time I open this. Oh, by the way, the reason that I wanted to write this book, I think this is the most important part. It's the most important part. The reason I wanted to write this book, according to scripture, is because I've been in the faith for almost 10 years. It gets tiring to regurgitate the same information over and over again because the teachers that are teaching the masses are blind. You can't really blame the sheep for what the shepherd does. You can't blame the students for what the teacher teaches. So the teachers, and when I say teachers, I'm talking about, I'm not going to name them off, but I'm talking about the majority of the camps that teach false doctrine. And by false doctrine, it's a lot. And the reason I was moved to write this is because it's not fair to the people. It's not fair to the children of Israel. It's not fair to Israel. It's not fair to anybody who seeks Yah and seeks the truth of Elohim to be told lies. That's not fair. And for example, I address a lot. Matter of fact, let me go to the table of context. In the table of context, I address a lot. The table of context this book has 7 chapters. And there's a bonus chapter. And you see, the first chapter is who are the original Israelites? Who are God's chosen people? The second chapter is it's about the 2 kingdoms, which is crucial to your understanding of your purpose. It's crucial to your understanding of who you are and who we are. Chapter 2 is about the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judah. Now, the reason this is an important chapter is because we have been mistaught that African Americans are from the tribe of Judah. And we have been mistaught about the 12 tribe chart. So that's what this is about. Chapter 3 is about the Hebrew marriage, which I don't go into polygamy at all I address it in one paragraph, maybe. I'm not anti-polygamous, but I think that too many brothers are focusing on the wrong thing when it comes to our marriages. So, chapter 4 is the corruption of a name. Now, the corruption of a name is pertaining to the origin of the term Jew, and it's also pertaining to where Jew came from, how Jew came about, because Hebrew came first, Jew came second. But who are the Jews, and versus who are the Hebrews? And then also, I don't talk about that. I can't recall exactly. Let me see. Okay. I don't talk about that corruption of a name by itself. I do talk about where the name Israel came from. It did not come from Jacob. The name Israel, again, did not come from Jacob. It was given to Jacob. So, it was given in Jacob. Then also talk about you're gonna have to read it. But like I said, chapter 4 is just not about this is the thing. The majority of these chapters that you see, even though you're reading the title, there's a lot of meat in each chapter that do not pertain to the title, but it correlates to the title, if you understand what I'm saying. So, but anyway, let me move forward. Chapter 5 is Yahuwah's time, which talks about the calendar. It also talks about the Sabbath. It also talks about the lunar cycle, the solar cycle. It talks about various other things. You're going to have to read it. Chapter 6 talks about the 6-point star, the star of who. And that has been a debate for a long time, whether the star is actually a what they call it, a graven image, whether it's actually a graven image and an idol. And then chapter 7 talks about Jesus Christ, whether he's a myth or whether he is reality. Now, and then the bonus chapter talks about the Passover. Now, let me make this clear. This is not your, I already know all those subjects. You know, that's not what this is. What you think you know, you don't know. And let me just leave it like that. What we were taught is false information. This book is written from a Eastern perspective. It is written from a Hebraic, West African Hebraic perspective. It is not written from a Philadelphia, New York, Western perspective. It is not written from an American perspective. When we read the scriptures were written by the prophets. It was translated by a European, but it was written by our forefathers, who were in their own culture. They were in their own language. They were in their own heritage. They were in their own land. So when we read the scriptures, we have to read it from that understanding. So that's what this book brings. It brings a Eastern perspective to the scriptures. Not only that, it breaks down the scriptures in a way which a lot of teachers are failing to teach the masses of the true purpose of the word. So, to keep this video short, let me go ahead and find something. Let me find something. I'm talking. Oh, well, no, Jesus, that's okay. Mm, find something. Uh, thought. I mean, this is another thing. I have a library downstairs. I've bought a lot of books, and there's a difference between some of the books that I've read. I've read over the course of my life. Some books are easy reads, and by easy reads, I mean that you can. It's captivating enough to keep your attention. It is also um, uh, it flows symmetrically, smoothly, in order for you to continue reading. Now, there are some books that are hard read. A hard read is a book where you're having to, like, for example, Egypt talking writing. It's a hard read. It's an interesting read, but it's a hard read because it goes from point A to point B, point C back to point B. The point B goes to point D. The point D goes to point A. It's all over the place. And there are also some other books that are just simply hard reads because it's not captivating enough. So I wanted to make this captivating. Like, I'm trying to find something for you guys to read, and every page I turn to, it's like it breaks down a lot. So, for example, let me randomly turn to a page. Random, okay, it's just a random page. Um, I'm in chapter 3, the Hebrew marriage. Um, what we fail to understand is that the covenant of Abraham happened after the Exodus, not prior. For we had not gone into Egypt again with ships into a strange land yet. The original covenant that was made with Adam is the original law, and the law that is now called what is called the new covenant. As Yahshua spoke, when a man and a woman come together as one and in union with and under Yahweh Elohim, it is as the angels in heaven. It is a holy union, and to defile that union with divorce is paramount to transgression. The law of divorce given to us by our brethren Moshe was given to Israel for the hardness of the hearts of men and an act of mercy towards the women. Despite it being a mercy law and a law that has since been done away with since the reestablishment of the original universal law of Yahuwah that Yahshua came to reestablish, being the last sacrifice, he did away with the sacrificial law, and not to doing away with the law of Moshe, but fulfilling it as the head. The responsibility of the union still rests on the shoulders and the head of the husband. We are now entering into the last days, since the time of the Gentiles are being fulfilled, but the third and fourth generation is nigh upon us. Let's not confuse Elohim's mercy with his commandments, for by his hand did he give us mercy. The law did not change, for Yah changed it not, but mercy was added to the law for the remnant of the nation, and not for the million or billion, for it is written, Exodus 20, verse 5. I, Yahuwah thy Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the inequity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandment. 1 Corinthians 7:10. Now, I'm not going to read the whole, that was the whole page right here. So, if you read and understood what I just read, then you will see what I meant by Every page has meat in it. Every page has meat in it. You're gonna learn. You're going to be revealed the truth of Yahuwah with every turn. And not only that, I have references in this book. I detail my references. A lot of you guys are going to be surprised. Like, no, where you get that from? Where you get that from? Now, you should making it up. You should making it up. No, I have references in here. Scriptural references. Not only do I add scriptural references in here, as you just read, I add precept upon precept. In other words, you're not going to run into, you may maybe 3 or 4 times, but you're not going to run into a lot where I talk about a subject and only give you one verse and continue. I give you one verse and then I may go to 2 or 3 other books that will give you supporting verses, OT and NT. And I also talk about the NT as well. I'm an OT believer. Let me rephrase that. I believe in the Messiah, but I study the OT with a lot of clarity and with a lot of depth. Put it like that, okay? I understand the NT very well. I understand the OT very well. So, but as I was saying with this, not only will you get references and scriptures, you will also find the book of Enoch as he is back here. You will also find the book of Yashar. You will also find the Apocrypha, the book of Jubilees in here as well. Reference it. However, let me state about the Apocrypha. There's no point in studying the Apocrypha if you don't have an understanding of the Torah. If you don't have an understanding of the prophets, if you don't have an understanding of the scriptures, if you don't have an understanding of the letters, why are you in the Apocrypha, but you don't have an understanding of the foundation? So let's get an understanding of the foundation so we can build on the Apocrypha. You understand? So, but anyway, let me go ahead and cut this short. The purpose of this video is to basically let you guys know. And I went to the shrine of the Black Madonna. This is the first Hebrew Israelite, Hebraic book that they have received in almost 5 years. So there's not a lot out there. And we need more scholars. But as we come back into our own, and as we establish our own, let us take a moment and reprove ourselves, edify ourselves, be right for the sake of righteousness, be right for the sake of truth. Don't be right for the sake of vanity. Don't be right for the sake of self-glorification, because that will be your downfall. Be right for the sake of the kingdom, to get into the kingdom on your last day. Because this is nothing to play with. Y'all's word is nothing to play with. Y'all's prophecy is nothing to play with. It's serious. This is serious right here. So, I think I've covered everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'll be making a couple more videos. I might be doing some reading on the video. I like how we read on upcoming videos. But anyway, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. May Yah be with you. Shalom. Shalom. May Yah be with you. Shalom.